What's going on? Hut heads, it's Joe the Hut from Joebba's Palace. Whoa, here with another What's in the Box action figure unboxing / review video. Remember, this is Joe the Hut from Joebba's Palace. We are live on Whatnot at this very moment. This video will be archived to YouTube, so check that out. We're gonna put this review on there. But you can always join us on Whatnot every Wednesday and Thursday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. We have over 600 action figures available. So give us a follow here. Give us a follow on Instagram, YouTube, all the places. Facebook, we have a Facebook group, all that stuff. So we're going to take a look at some figures. We have 5 figures through tonight. So let's try to jump right into it here and not waste any time. So the first one, we have a couple Star Wars figures. We have a GIJC figure. So the first one we're going to do is a Star Wars Vintage Collection Battle Droid. So I just want to say thanks to Avi for letting us review these figures. He lets us open them before we ship them out to him. So thank you for your business and thank you for allowing us to do this. I try to do this without cutting myself. There we go. Get around there. There we go. We just need a little bit on the bottom. Then get that out of here. Just slide them out of there. Avi doesn't need his card, so we're going to just toss that out of the way. Really nice Tartakovsky art on these. This was the set that had Aayla Secura, Battle Droid, a couple other characters. That was a Walmart exclusive. All right, so now let's take a look at this Battle Droid. There he is in his little tray. Got his gun. We'll pop his accessories out first. There's a little bit of a piece of tape here we got to get around. It's always fun. Get this out. It's his backpack. This is his saxophone here. Oh, no, I mean antenna. And then there's the character. Just be careful and try not to pull his limbs because these are like very thin arms. So you just have to be careful when you try to remove those from the package. All right, so first we have the back, which we'll take a look at. So it's got some detailing on there. A little bit of marbleization or whatever, plastic from the mold there, but it's going to be on his back, so not too big of a deal. All right, and then this is his antenna. I guess it's an antenna. Or is that a gun? What the hell is this? Probably an antenna. We'll try to peg it onto him and see exactly what it is. And then here's his gun. Actually, it's kind of surprised that it has a little bit of paint on this gun. There's a little bit of like gunmetal gray going on there. Very shiny stuff right there. Alternate antenna for the backpack. Thank you, Avi. All right, so let's pop the backpack on. Well, hold on. Here's the antenna. We're used to doing 6-inch scale, so I gotta like adjust here. Okay, so then you can do that, right? And then can you put the backpack over this though? That's my question. I guess you can do one or the other. Yeah, it seems like it's one or the other. Okay, so here's him with the mini antenna, so that gives you like a different look to him. And then here he is with the backpack on. So if you have like a big display of these, you can kind of have like a variation, like Avi said. He's saying in Phantom Menace they had variations. So that's cool. And then let's get his gun. Yeah, very weird little hands, but it seems like it'll fit right in there. That's pretty good. That's actually better than I would have expected him holding that gun. It's like perfectly sized for his hand. Nice. All right, let's see. How easy is it to stand him now? Let's point down a little bit. How easy is it to get him standing? Like it might be a little bit of a struggle. The backpack definitely pulls him backwards a little bit. There you go. All right, so there's your Star Wars Vintage Collection Battle Droid. I'll do the articulation quick. I don't want to spend too much time on this figures because we have a lot of figures to get through. And I feel like people are kind of used to him by now. Okay, so it has like an interesting head movement going on here with that big headpiece. He can do a little side to side. And he can go up and down like that, but then he also goes front and back with that extra peg there. And then for the arms, obviously you can go all the way around here. It's typical articulation you would expect. There's nothing in the waist. This is just one big solid piece. So you can't do anything there. And then obviously his legs, you can do whatever you want with the legs. And he has pretty good knees there. He could kick back pretty good with the knees like that. And I think you could probably bend this forward, right? Yeah, so you could bend him forward and be like, he's broken on the floor, that kind of look, something like that. So, there's definitely some interesting options you can do here with that Star Wars Vintage Collection Battle Droid. All right, let's do a quick comparison to a couple of other 3 3/4 inch figures. Let's get him standing again. You definitely got to get the weight distribution good on that and get his knees going and everything. Come on, Gay. Articulated him too much, and now I can't get him back to a basic pose. There we go. All right, so first, here's him next to a regular droid. Now, this is not a vintage collection. This one is from, what year is this? I don't have any vintage collection droids available to do the review with. But this will be good enough because it's still 3 3/4 inch size. This one is from 2008. This guy. There's your size comparison. So yeah, the Clone Trooper is slightly larger than him. I guess that's what I would expect. And then we have a Cody here. Here's a Clone Wars Cody, which this actually matches his art style a little bit better because this is supposed to be a Tartakovsky, and this is clearly like a Clone Wars / Tartakovsky stylish animated style Cody. All right. So this Cody is actually a little bit smaller, but he also doesn't have his helmet on. So that's the big thing there is that if we had his helmet, which I don't have his helmet, you would be able to see that he probably would be maybe at least even with him. They're different action figure lines. They're not really designed to be the same. And then the real showstopper here, the figure that I would prefer to compare all 3 3/4 inch figures to. Hold on, let me get her standing first. Oh, she's not going to want to stand, is she? Hold on. Get her going. Yeah, nothing's happening off screen. I might as well just show it on screen. And we got Big Mama Townsend's house. That's right. Big Mama Townsend's house. There she is. So Martin Lawrence was actually supposed to play her in live action, and they ended up canceling it. So that's Big Mama Townsend's house. Thickum Mama Townsend. So there's some comparisons to other 3 3/4 inch figures. These are good army builder battle droids if you're building a display. So I would recommend them. They're still in stock at Walmart, so check them out. So just if you want to grab one, go for it. We actually have a bunch of them in stock at the moment. So, and I'm kind of like throwing them in with people's packages and into bundles for people for cheaper prices. So if anybody's after Tartakovsky battle droid, let me know. All right, so that was our 3 3/4 inch section. He's got all his stuff, right? He's got his extra antenna. Yeah, he's good. All right, now we're going to get into some 6 inch scale stuff. So the first one that we're going to do, we're going to stick with the droids and go with the Ahsoka Wave HK-87 Assassin droid. I really like the way that this looks in red. I think we got more of like a bronzish or brown version previously, but I really like the way this looks in red. So let's take a look at this. I actually wish we had a comparison for that, but I have some other figures that we can compare this to. And we have a couple of Black Series figures that are going to be perfect comparisons just in general because they're all from the same wave. All right, so there's your packaging. Thank you for giving us windowed packaging back, Black Series. Here he is. So he just comes with a gun. Oh boy. Which, I mean, I could have gone for like a staff or something because I'm pretty sure he has a staff in the show. But it is what it is. Ooh. Careful on that. Careful pulling those legs out because they have a little bit of a forward bend to them. So you don't want to over-articulate it right off of that. Get him out of here. All right. See him in all his glory. Get his gun on him. Oh, take a look at the gun first. Here's the gun. I would say there's decent detailing on here. Not much variation in the paint. We had a lot more variation in the paint on that 3 3/4 inch battle droid that we just looked at. But overall, cool looking gun. Interesting. It's got a little bit of a wrap here. I would have liked to see maybe like a little bit of a either a whitish or a brownish for those because it looks like it's wrapped like on the trigger handle right there. Or just something to spruce up the paint a little bit. But it is what it is. Not exactly a deal breaker. All right, let's get into the figure now. Now, let's get more white over here. Really, this red really pops. It's got that Sith Trooper feel to it, which I like because I really like the look of the Sith Trooper. I could have maybe looking at the head, I could go with maybe like a little bit darker color here for the visor. Maybe give me like a black there or a little bit of variation in paint on some of the circuits that you can see. But do really like the way that this red looks. That looks very nice. The chest has some paneling and some gray on the paneling. It has random gray silvery paint on it to show like a little bit of weathering and stuff like that, which is cool. The red throughout to me does not look that bad. You can tell that we get a little bit more of a glossy red on the body and then this more rubbery plastic down here is not as shiny, but it still has a shine to it though. You know, like it's not, this was a little bit better executed than some of the other figures we've looked at recently where like the colors are like kind of off throughout the figure. So I definitely like the look of this. I think they nailed the paint on this in general. And then look at the legs. You're getting back to like a silvery look on the legs. Some red accents near the knee. You got little like gears here and stuff. So that's cool. I really like definitely the aesthetic of the figure is really nice. So definitely props to that. All right, let's get into articulation a little bit here. So here's your look up. I have it listed at 200, but I can do better than that, Jedi Master. I think I lowered it to 185 yesterday, Jedi Master. So let me know. We're doing the reviews right now, but we could always hash it out in DM or whatever. I think the lowest I went yesterday was 185 when we were talking about it. Yep. Or feel free to make me an offer as always, like I was saying yesterday. So the look up is definitely getting hindered, I assume, by this cape a little bit. No, the cape isn't really in the way, though. The cape is not really in the way, though. So I think it's more the joint. So he doesn't really have too much of a look up. He has a little bit of a look down. But there's not too much articulation going on with this head. You can do a little shimmy if you want. Sorry, a little shimmy if you want. And you can do a look left and right. But the head articulation leaves a little bit of something to be desired. Now, shoulder is pretty good here because you know what? This is a very thin piece of plastic here for his shoulder pad. And it has a bend to it. Now, it looks a little bit weird getting pushed up like that, but it's supposed to. See how it just like kind of glides over that piece? So that's actually nice. Maybe over time, be careful and try not to articulate it too much if you don't have to. But that's definitely a nice articulation on that shoulder. And then for the elbow, it's a single jointed elbow. It's not going to go much further than that. Obviously, these two plastic pieces are going to go up against each other and stop that. And then I think we can probably go back further. Actually, yeah, it has more than one joint. It's just a matter of if that plastic is going to get in the way when you're doing that. So see, you can even bend that arm all the way back like that, which is cool because you can kind of have him like broken and then like fix himself, kind of like he did in the show. And then for the hands, sorry, I'm having a hard time keeping everything in focus. He has that. Let me look at this. Yeah, he's got like the wrists can kind of go like up and down like that. I don't want to overdo it because it's very thin. So there's a little bit of something there when you're like setting your gun up. All right, now for the chest. There's a gap here, which is not a big deal because he is a mechanical figure. You can see in there though. Let's take a look in there. So you can see the peg in there. And then here's the bend down. Pretty decent bend down, nothing crazy, but it's there. You know, you can do something with it. I think we have a waist. Do we have a waist here? Let's move this. This seems to be all one solid piece. From here down to his crotchal region is all one piece. So there's no extra articulation there. So now we're on to the legs. Move this arm back. Oh, we didn't do arm back. There's like a kind of a satisfying click to the way that this arm spins. So that's cool. And look in there. This is like looks like a little bit of like tubing or something. So I kind of like the way they molded all that. Definitely looks very cool, this figure. All right, so now for the hips, obviously we're not going to be able to do splits on this because the way that these legs are designed, they jut up like this and they're going to get in the way of that joint. So not too much there. Here's your kick forward. You can go real high up with the kick forward. You can literally be in the Rockettes. And then we can go back. Yeah, same thing, going back. So at least you're getting a little bit of an extra of a kick forward and a kick back with that. The knee back. No, not too far. I would really only go that far. That's the bottom part of this leg. It's all about the molding on this. It's all about things getting in the way. The joint can do whatever it wants to. This joint can literally go as far as it wants to go. Like if I want to go forward, once again, I can go forward a little bit too. So it's just about the molding, and they wanted to make the figure look good. It has the ability to do the articulation, but there's just other things getting in the way of that. Yeah, and then there's not any swivel or anything here. Well, there's a little bit of swivel in the top part over there, but I was talking about the leg piece doesn't really have any swivel to it. And then you got your ankles. The back, it doesn't go back too far. It really wants to kick right forward because once again we have another piece that's jutting up and blocking that, and then there's your so not too much with the ankle either. But he's like very solid. He's not really hard to keep standing. Sorry, unless if you knock him over like that. And then the cape, obviously we have the soft goods cape that's draped over his left shoulder, which is cool. Like that. There's a little bit of a looseness to it so that you can kind of get it where you want it to go without like it stretching. Maybe you might not want this this break here. I could see there might be some issues with stitching on those, but we got one with good stitching here. Good stitching across the board. It's kind of see-through too. So that there's that, but it is what it is. That doesn't really annoy me at all. All right, so we're a droid, so let's get our gun. I wish I had like a staff or something because I'm thinking of him with like a staff, right? Like like one of those electro vibro staffs. I'll call them vibro staffs. How's that for your OG fans? Then there he is with his gun, chilling. And I'm standing again. Come on. See, the ankles do not want to go backward, so you need to really like get these like the legs straight in order to get him to stand. Let's get it fixed there. There we go. You can't rely on the ankles as much as you usually would because you can't go too far back with the ankles to like distribute the weight. But overall, he's not very difficult to stand at all. Yeah, so there he is, just with his blaster. I'm gonna do a quick comparison to some other figures. We have other figures that he eventually is gonna get compared to anyway, but I'll do a couple quick ones. We got 3 figures here, the ones that we usually use. So here he is next to a shock trooper. So the shock trooper is taller, but they look pretty cool next to each other. There's a nice like, he has the white, he has the black. It's like a nice little mix going on there. So that'd be cool. Just technically, he's newer. The assassin droid is newer than him, but we know that we're going to see stormtroopers again at some point. Here he is next to Luke, which definitely going to get Luke murking a couple of these guys eventually. Here he is next to the newest Luke that we have. And then here's the OG Egghead Vader, which we like doing our comparison to because he's a very tall figure. He also is a pain in the ass to stand, so there we go. There he is with Luke and Vader. So Vader obviously towering above everybody else. The HK droid is slightly taller than Luke. And there you go. So there's your review of the HK-87 assassin droid from the Ahsoka wave. We'll have him chill back here because we're going to take another look at him in a second and do some comparisons with him. I'll leave this battle droid back here as well, chilling with Jabba. Tilt his head forward. Beep. There we go. All right, so now we're going to move on to our next Black Series figure. How much for Vader? That Vader is not for sale. We have a 40th Vader. Hold on, let me show you it. Avi, if you're still here. Sorry, we're doing reviews right now. I have a Legacy Vader. If you're interested, Avi. This is the Legacy Pack Vader. It's on the A New Hope card. It comes with the Legacy Pack backdrop and stuff. This one I would do for just like 35 probably. 35. Well, I'd do it for 30. I would do it for 30. If you want me to run it for 30 on its own, let me know. Otherwise, if there's anything else you see in the store that you're interested in, definitely let me know as well. This one I'll do for 30. If you decide you want me to run it, let me know. I'm going to move on to the Ezra review. Or feel free to shoot me a DM, Avi. All right, so here's Ezra. Yep, all good, Avi. Get him out of here. Knocking stuff over. So there's Ezra. So it's like a Rebels Ezra, but it's really from the scene where we see him in the hologram with the message that he leaves for Sabine. So first we'll take a look at this lightsaber. I assume that we're getting the same lightsaber for him and Sabine, but we'll be able to tell that in just a second. So there it is. Take a look at the hilt. 'Cause, 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 Pretty good looking hilt overall. I like the connector piece here is cool. And then I think it's going to have the thicker peg in, which I feel like is going to lead to less breakage, because the old ones that they were using definitely seemed like they could break. And then does this have a ridging? There's also like a little bit of ridging here so that I can actually peg in a certain way, I guess. So if we line this up, sorry about the keep losing the thing. Yeah, because this one you have to line that up. Sorry, you have to line that piece up. You see, it's like there's a little bit of a ridge there to get that to peg in. Really like the green here too. It's really just a really pops. Nice neon green. That's what you want in your lightsaber. All right, and then here's Ezra. Let's get him out of here. Oh, he's got a gun too. Let's take a look at his blaster. So I don't think that this is a blaster that's like unique to Ezra. Okay, hold on. Get a little extra light in here. There we go. It almost looks like a DL-45, DL-44. Doesn't it look like a DL-44, like Han's gun? Very similar. I don't think it is, but oh well. Well, there's his accessories, and then we'll get to Ezra. Get more light in here in general. That's that. There we go. That's better. Patented kick the legs out technique. There we go. Come on, Ezra, I'll save you from the space whales. Jesus. There we go. And we got him. Good job, Ezra. Way to go. All right, so here he is. I'm going to say right off the bat, his hips don't lie. His hips do not lie. All right, let's take a look at the face sculpt. I mean, it looks like the actor. It looks like the actor. There's a little bit of plastic going on back there, so watch out for that. And you know, it's his Rebels outfit. It really yeah, look at his hips do not lie. There's a little bit of gappage here. Kind of weird. The shoulder pads look cool. I like this yellow really pops. Once again, we're getting a little detail, like he's been through a battle or something. And then you're going yellow, darker yellow, orange, red. So like we're getting, you know, decent paint on here. And then even like the gloves, you got a green, and then we're back to yellow. So very colorful thing going on here. And then his junk in the trunk down here is brown. Brown, and then the legs have this darkish gray. It's like a brownish gray, and then a little bit of yellow, and then his feet. He's got some nice loafers. Put a penny in there. Maybe put a penny in there for him. He's got some penny loafers on. So overall, he looks cool. It definitely looks a little bit weird when you get down here. Like it seems like, is it his belt? Maybe it's that the belt needs to be pushed up a little bit. Let's try to just push this belt up a little bit and see if we can make that look better. Get up there. If we get it closer to his waistline. Yeah, I think you need to just push this belt up. And that'll kind of like mask that weird like transition we have between his chest, his belly, and his waist. Right? He's like, what? Okay. All right, let's get into articulation. Overall, I mean, he looks cool. That was the only thing that really threw me off. But I think you just need to, I think they wanted to put this piece here, and then they just needed a way for it to be like higher up, really. It just seems like it's got pushed down a little bit. All right. Head articulation. We have a good look up here, and then there is a separate neck as well. So you have the bowl joint on the head where you can do whatever you want with it normally with a bowl joint. And then you have that extra piece for his neck. So we're getting a little bit of an advanced technique going on here with these Black Series figures. So that's a nice upgrade, having a little bit of extra articulation there. They clearly wanted you to be able to raise his arms, so we're good. Going outward there. Elbow. Pretty good for the elbow. Definitely going to help us when we want to do our lightsaber swings. We go back at all. Not too much. Not really. For the chest, there's not an extra ab crunch there. And this really does get in the way here. Look at that. That's like stopping me from doing stuff. You got to like work your way around this little belt piece for sure. Like when I try to go straight back, I'm getting stopped here. So you kind of have to like work your way around and then come back with it to work around the gappage. I think it's this patterning they did to make it look like tattered kind of gets in the way when you want to push it. Oh no, it's down here. See, okay. So it's our gap here. It's the fact that this is so thin that it will catch right here. See that? So you got to just work your way around that for sure. So that's interesting. So definitely the waist on this figure is a little bit concerning there. All right, so let's do the hips. We got splits. We got split action. We got a real good splits on him. And even the gun holster doesn't really screw that up for you, which is nice. We do have a little bit of a cut here, right below his waist, or whatever, below his crotch. For our knees, you're once again running into a little bit of a gappage there, but not too bad. Not exactly a kick yourself in the ass type thing, because he has very big boots on. So I'd rather have these cool boots that look good than be able to like kick back that way. So that's fine. Here's your kick forward. This side is slightly getting pulled back by the holster. Let's try the other side. He has a similar holster on this side, but it doesn't pull back as much on it. Here's your kick back. Or whatever. Slide back. So not too bad on the legs. The only thing that's getting in your way is the holster, and I'd rather have the holster and sacrifice a little bit of articulation there. We did the knees. We did that cut there. And then here's the ankles and your pivot. So you're good there. His arms can go all the way down to his sides, which is nice. All right, let's give him. I guess we'll go blaster first. Or you know what I'll do? I'll do like blaster and lightsaber combo. So let's go like that. Get his hand in there. I'm gonna go with a look this way and like that. Can we get that to work for us? Go that way. Okay, give me that. Once again, work the waist. Pop that up. Get this lightsaber in his hand. Go with like an Obi-Wan. So he can certainly handle his accessories correctly. You can definitely get him in decent lightsaber poses. The gun slid right onto his hand. I'm very happy about that. So that looks good overall. Let's try this holster out now. The holster is interesting because going with this almost DL44 design, it's almost like this doesn't completely fit in here. Like it looks okay because it kind of looks like that piece is sliding in here, but it's really not. It's kind of just like right there. And then you have to work this scope like around to get this in here. So there's something about that. Or do I want to put it around it? That's the thing. Like, shouldn't it be able to slide all the way down there? It doesn't seem like this gun is, like, perfect for this. Like, were they planning on giving him a different gun and then they just said reuse, like, Han's gun? I don't know. It looks okay, though. But I usually, like, it seems to me like this should be all the way down here. So maybe you just need to work it a little bit. But this is a thin hole compared to this is a thin hole compared to what you're getting there. So that's a little interesting. Also, you know, we're Jedis, so give us force push hands. We need force push hands. Let's try a two-handed saber, which we should be able to get relatively easily because he has very good articulation as far as tightening his hands to each other. Hold on, let me slide this one down a little bit. There you go. Something to grab onto. Okay, then. Yeah, we could definitely probably do a little bit better with a little bit longer of an attempt, but not terrible. Not terrible. Let's get him like more of in a real Jedi stance. Decent. Need a little bit more time with it. The lightsaber is very big. It's very big. It's a very large lightsaber. So I'm wondering if maybe there was a smaller blade that we should have used for this, because I think we have a variation on blade size now. But this is a very big blade for him. I don't know if they're trying to keep everything the same large blade size, or the new molds with the thicker peg just are that size. We'll definitely compare it to the one that Sabine comes with next. And then here he is with HK Assassin Droid. Now he's crouched down now, but I don't necessarily want to lose this pose. So let's kind of leave him like that for now. So there's your comparison there. I'll give you Shock Trooper once again. That's not gonna work. Let me get HK out of here. Sorry. Him with a Shock Trooper. So you know he's gonna be fighting. You're gonna want, especially in this era with this outfit, you want him to be facing some stormtroopers. So there's him next to a Shock Trooper. Where's our other boys? Here's him with another Jedi Master. There's him next to Luke. So he's definitely taller than Luke because he's crouched down a little bit and Luke is sitting straight up. But that's how they look next to each other. And then finally, you've got him next to Vader. So definitely that's what you want. You want Vader to still be menacing. Luke is the Luke behind me. He is 35. I have one still in the package, Grayson. That is my personal Luke that we're using for the comparison. Since this is a review section of our stream, but if you want me to run one for 35, let me know. Yeah, so there's him next to Vader. All right, so that was Ezra. I mean, overall, I think it's decent. I just let's do one more thing here. I have the old Ezra in package, so we can't do too much of a comparison. But I want to show you him next to him, and actually, I'll pull the chopper as well for this, which we eventually will get the new chopper in. He's supposed to come in soon, but it's like here's the other Ezra. These are the two Ezras we've received in Black Series, which there was a refresh of this Ezra. So the other Ezra obviously has a different lightsaber. That lightsaber is clearly shorter, and he has the extra helmet. I think I'm still liking the old Ezra more. Obviously, it looks more like it's a live actionized version of the Ezra we're used to. I just think I like the outfit more on that one. It also does not appear to have the same map on his waist, so it's got to be new. So that's what the old Ezra looks like next to the new Ezra. So I wouldn't say that this isn't like a skip or anything. I think it's more based on your preference, what you're trying to get out of an Ezra, and then he is at least a version of Chopper, so you can see kind of like how they look next to each other, because that's a Chopper that's like shooting and using his jet. And we'll do. I assume that we'll be able to do some type of review on the new Chopper when it comes out, so we can do that comparison again. All right, let's move on to Sabine, because that'll also be a good comparison for Ezra specifically. Let's get Ezra over here. That's a good one. There we go. Gets HK Droid back standing. All right, on to Sabine. Yeah, he's got his hips don't lie. All right, and now here is Sabine. Interested to see how this helmet is going to go. So this is the Ahsoka Wave Sabine. And she's got a couple. Oh no, she got two blasters, a lightsaber, and a helmet. I think the helmet, and the helmet pops on over her head. Yeah, this is apparently this is the same size as the vintage collection helmet that we're about to get with the deluxe vintage collection one. All right, let's take a look at this helmet. Let me put it on a finger that I don't have to bend so much. Put it on my thumb. So this does articulate her little antenna, visual scope thing. Forgetting the name of it. But yeah, real nice detailing on this helmet. Her classic helmet design. So I think they nailed the helmet. It looks good. It doesn't look like it's too big for the figure, but we'll see when we actually put it on the figure how that looks. Because that'll be the main thing. Now, let's see. Is this the same lightsaber that Ezra has? It looks the same. I wonder if the... there looks like there's a slight difference to it. Okay. Sorry. I'm doing it like this. Get it out of here first to figure this out. The helmet she carelessly loses constantly. She's always losing her helmet. All right. So here is this lightsaber. Is it the same one? Is it the same size? It looks like the same size. The bottom of this one is more black, though. Let me just take it out of here. Just go hang out back there. So here's the two. So Ezra's has a silver bottom. Sabine's is supposed to have a different emitter. So there is slightly, it's just little paint differences here. Let's line them up perfectly so we can look at the whole thing as we spin them. So on the right is Sabine's and on the left is Ezra's. There's a little bit of a stylized difference. No, that's just missed paint, I think. It's overpainted. See that? The one on the right is overpainted. So I think that's why you're losing that little like ridge section there. For the most part, I think we got the same mold here. But they just changed up the paint a little bit. All right. get her blasters out here. Get our music going again, too. One second, I'm just fixing my music. We can definitely go back for TVC. I have 2 more figures that I'm reviewing. So look through the store and let me know if there's anything that catches your eye, fits. Paintings. Okay. Get her out of here while we're doing this. We can get rid of this tray. Her hands are like dug in there deep. Hold on, let me go off. There we go. Jesus Christ. All right, let's take a look at her blasters. So one of these blasters is a blue blaster, and one of these blasters is a yellow blaster. So that's the blue one. Decent detail on these for a little blaster. For little blasters, decent detailing on these. All right, and now let's take a look at Sabine herself. Now, the face sculpt on this actually is really good. I do think that it looks like the actress. So they're getting good with the technology with this. Hair looks decent. Hair looks better than I was expecting it to. The paint is nice. The paint looks good. I think that we got a decent paint application on this one. The mix of the yellow and the purple and the red and more of like a maroon and the brown and the gray and the silver, and there's a blue peg right there, or shoulder pad right there, which is dope. And then you got the Rebels logo on this side. That's cool. Her gauntlets are really cool. Look how nice that came out. That little design on the gauntlet, that came out really nice. Definitely like that. There's a little bit of interesting that there's no peg here, so you can't put a jetpack on her if you want to, which is the thing. I wonder why they didn't put a peg there. And then there you go. All right, working our way down. She got her double holsters. She got a holster for her lightsaber, which Ezra has as well. So, you just hang it from that. We don't have to. She's kind of a better one for that because I feel like Ezra only has one accessory. So, and I like her look with the blasters more, I think. So we'll take a look at that. And then she's got like the opposite knee pads. She's all like, nothing is uniform with her. It's always like this, that, the other thing, mixing and matching, showing her like artistic side. Her armor tells a story, which is cool. Nothing is, like I said, nothing is uniform with her. The back is very plain on the back though, except for the upper armor. That purple in the hair really does pop though. I think that this looks good. All right, let's try her with the helmet on. So let's see how easy this is. So it's not gonna drop right on. So that's already a good sign. And there's not too much. I'm pretty sure that this is just the molded color of this face. So I wouldn't worry too much about paint rub. Maybe some paint rub from the helmet itself. And then it does slide on relatively easily right there. Now let's get it really flat on there. the way it's supposed to be. You can see her chin a little bit. Let's pop her head back. I think if you need to articulate her head back a little bit and then get it. You can still see the chin if you bend it forward a little bit, but when you're just kind of chilling with her like that, I think that looks good. The helmet does not look too big for her body, right? I think we're all in agreement on that. I think it looks like it's scaled correctly. Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. If you push on it, obviously it's going to move. But it does, like, I think when you're getting to her nose is what's stopping it or something. So overall, I think it's decent. I mean, there's definitely a little bit of space in there, but I don't think it's going anywhere. You would have to, like, really hit into it to, like, knock that off. It's not just going to slide off if you flip it over. And then that's, like, with the viewfinder thing down and up. All right, let's try the head articulation now. So here's her head looking up. She has that extra neck peg as well. That extra neck articulation. Yeah, that's how she watches Netflix. Hey. So head's decent. It does look like the actress. I will say that. That's pretty impressive. We're good with our bending up of the arm. You gotta find this joint because it gets hidden in here a little bit. And then there's your bend with the elbow. I could use a little bit more on the elbow there. There shouldn't be, her gauntlet is kind of in the way, but that's not what's stopping it. I just don't think it has the extra articulation that we want there. It's got 2 though, so at least we're getting 2. For the wrist, there it is. There we go. It's one of those joints because it's a blaster hand. I assume that both of these hands are going to be the same because she needs to do the blasters. Yeah, the articulation point is right under her pinky. Right there. And then there's your elbow, like we said. All right, so now for the waist. So you got the waist here, and you got a lot of movement here. And it's not catching on anything, which is good. Not catching on anything there. Does she have an extra waist? I think we're just going with this. I don't think there's anything in this waist here. No, that's all one solid piece, it looks like. Here's your kick forward. Here's your kick back. Not too much on the kick back. Here's your knees. Maybe could have went with a little more on that knee. Like the top part of her leg is so big compared to this bottom part. All right, and then for the ankles, obviously. Oh, whoa! Careful with that. And there we go. A little swivel there. All right, so overall pretty cool. Definitely looks good, and the paint is applied correctly. There's a little swivel here too. I want that swivel. All right, let's get her helmet on. Give me double blasters, right? That's what we want. We want double blasters with her. It's the way it should be. Now she has trigger fingers. She has a trigger finger. They're not completely cut in. You could probably do that cut if you wanted to. They're not really necessary though because of the way that she holds her guns. I don't know, I think we got to get this pinky in here or whatever, this next finger in here. So that like looks different. Pew pew pew. And then get this one in here. And then let's get her lightsaber hilts connected here. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of stuff off screen. I apologize for that, guys. Let's go here. Boop. There you go. She's like that. Now let's get her into like a little bit lower of a pose. So she could actually be like firing. Easy. Forward. Come on, you know you want it. I'm trying to do too much here, maybe. Well, there you go. We got it. Maybe get her leaning up a little bit more with this. The head up. Pew 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 pew. I'm gonna make decisions and I don't care what happens. Pew 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 pew. Yeah, so overall this is pretty cool. Pretty happy with her. Do we even want to bother with the lightsaber? I don't know. I feel like this is how I'm gonna display her. I don't see myself displaying her with the lightsaber. Leave lightsaber, I guess. Give Ezra his lightsaber back. How many pews on the scale of pew? I'm going to give her... I don't know. She's better than I was expecting. I mean, I think that you definitely need to do a little bit of a maneuvering with the helmet, because that's just the nature of these separate helmets. I do wish that just across the board, just give us a separate head that you can pop on and off that is the helmet. But I think that she's got decent articulation that you can do cool stuff with as long as you work with it. And the deco is really nice. So on a 20-point scale, I'd probably give her like an 8.5 out of 10, to be honest. I don't want to give her a 9. I don't want to give her an 8. I want to go with 8.5. Ezra, because of that waist thing, I think it would give more of like a 7. The HK droid, I think he's probably like a 7.5 or an 8. And any middle back for Force Unleashed Nick Matheny. There is something about her like weight distribution though that I'm like screwing up here. Let's just try to get her like that. All right, let's do our comparisons now. So obviously here's your 3 Ahsoka wave figures next to each other. Let's get Ezra standing straight up again. So we can do our height comparisons. So obviously Sabine is going to be the shortest. That makes sense. And then Ezra and then the HK droid. And we'll pull the HK droid out. And I'll give you a stormtrooper. So those look cool next to each other. I assume that we're going to get the bearded Ezra eventually. Where's my Luke? Where's my little midget? Here they are next to Luke. Have they met? Haven't they met? Nobody knows. We'll figure that out. Luke is slightly taller than her. And then here's your boy, Anakin. And there's Vader. Vader next to both of them, cracking their heads together. Once again, towering over everybody. All right, there's your Black Series comparisons. So I would say of these three, before we move on to G.I. Joe, I would like to compare them. So I think that Sabine is number one. I think she's better executed. I think her head sculpt looks good. Like I said, you just need to mess around with the helmet a little bit more, but I didn't really see that many issues with her. Her deco looks good overall. And then the HK droid, just love the aesthetic, love the red paint. I think you can do a lot with him as far as like if you're bending the joints a certain way, you can make him look like he's broken. My biggest gripe is not that, but overall he's good. These legs might whirl a bit because they are very thin. And then Ezra is third. I don't think that Ezra is a terrible figure. I think I like the old Ezra more. And yes, I would like to see a version of that. This was literally only shown in a hologram. The face sculpt looks good. I like the extra neck articulation. It really pops with him. You can do a lot with it. I like the fact that they made his armor on his shoulders not hinder anything. His holsters on his legs get in the way a little bit. Overall, he's a good looking figure. I think that I would like them to re-release the old one with like slightly updated articulation if they can. I don't understand why they did the holster the way it is. The fact that that gun does not fit in that holster. Very strange decision. But he has enough arm articulation to get yourself into a lightsaber pose. Let's get him back into that lightsaber pose since we're talking about him anyway. I want to go right to left because I feel like I'm more comfortable with that. So first, let's get this as high as we can get it. And then give me this one where this is the grabbing one. I think we might have just went the wrong direction with him the first time. Hold on, get it on there. Come on, you know you want it. Fucking thing. And then once again, we have learned our lesson. We got to keep our arms away from our body and then tighten it. And then we go this way. So yeah, that looks better than when we first set the lightsaber up on him. And this foot is not flush. I mean, I think it's a figure that will probably grow on me. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Ezra. I think it's passable for if you want that version of Ezra. If you want to use it as your Rebels Ezra, I think you can get away with it. That's what I'll say about it. All right. Let's move on to our final figure of the night. And that is going to be, we're going to switch gears and we're going to do G.I. Joe Classifieds. So we have low light. So this will probably be a little bit of an upgrade in articulation here. I always like to save the G.I. Joe Classifieds for last here. So let's get him out of here. And once again, love the way they're doing these boxes where you're getting your little artillery box. And then he's chilling in there. It's got the nice backdrop. That face looks, doesn't it kind of look like the weird thing they did with Falcon's face? The weird lips again. Let's see. He's meant to wear his goggles, so we got a whole other thing going on with him and his goggles. All right. Rip these off. And then we'll take a look at the accessories. And then we'll dive into the figure. These are so annoying. One more. All right. He's good to go. Here's our little box with our accessories. So we have, now I can put this in there. One bag that has a bunch of accessories. So we got a lot going on here because he's a sniper. So when we look at the back of the box, we're gonna have goggles, a knife, an assault rifle, a sniper, and then various pieces for the sniper rifle, his weapons case, and then his backpack. So let's keep track of everything that falls out of here. All right, so first, I think we got everything right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 items shown on the box. All right, first let's look at the backpack. Got a very big backpack. Yeah, I like the look of that. I like the molded, like leathery look over here, and then the fact that we have this like this patterning here. The buckles look nice. Maybe I would go with like a little silver paint on those buckles. But I think since he's more stealth, it makes more sense to have him like one uniform dark gray look. They even put a little bit of a patterning there. So maybe if you have him like carrying his backpack. And then there's an extra peg here. Not a lot of pegs, but I think it's mostly going to be to carry his sniper. Here's the sniper rifle bag. Very similar design here, except it looks like it's like, oh, these are like, oh, you open the zipper, here's a pouch, here's another pouch. Pretty cool there. And then there's another peg there. And this does pop open. Oh, yeah, and there's a sniper. Something just popped out of there. Oh, his little, okay, so be careful with that, guys, because when I open that, because you need a little extra effort, this little base piece popped out. So just make sure that that's snug in there and then you don't lose anything. And then here's a good look at the sniper rifle and all of its accessories. Pretty cool looking sniper. It's very big. It's very large. Like if you look at, see that piece fell out again. So just keep an eye on that. If you look at it, it's like halfway up on these other 6-inch scale figures. So it's like around 3 feet tall. Sorry, 3 inches tall. Just the case and the sniper rifle in there. Okay. Once again, be very careful and do not lose this piece because it wants to come out of here. There's got to be like a better way to peg that in there, but let's just leave it like that for now. All right, and then here's the knife. Not much to it. It's just a basic knife. Nothing crazy. Here's his other gun. A little bit of patterning there. I like the this handle here. That looks cool. With the like ridging there. That's nice. I think we got extra clips. Which you really can't even see because they don't want to focus because they're so small. And then there's the goggles, which we'll take a better look at the goggles once we get them on him. All right, those are the accessories. Let's move these over here. Let's get to the figure. Now, I can't imagine that I'm not going to have his goggles on him, but we will take a look at this face. So he's got his beanie. The beanie looks nice. The beanie looks like a real beanie. Like the patterning on that looks nice. That's like a good mold for a beanie. So I definitely like the look of that. His face, I mean, he's got kind of a big schnoz. He's got those weird whips that Falcon had. So definitely need to figure out the way that we're doing whips and classifieds. That's for sure. He's got kind of weird ears. Like, why are his ears and his hair molded together so that they can give you the effect back here? So that's very interesting. This little padding, those aren't bolts, right? No, these are like padding here. It's a nice look. You want the red with him because once you put the goggles on, it's gonna like bring everything together. Painted that buckle, which is nice. He's got zippers. The zippers are cool. Like that zipper looks really cool there. He's got a pouch here. He's got extra grenades. There's always like a little bit of extra detail on these. He's got like another buckle here. Here's the arm. More padding down here. Probably for when he like rests his sniper on that piece. Here's the back. He's got pockets on his butt, which is pretty cool. Holsters on the sides. I guess it's for his other gun or for like a clip or something. Boots. Pretty cool looking boots. You know what? I gotta get my iPad charging here because we've been going for a while. So give me a second. Don't want to lose the video. 1 second, guys. Let me take a little break from this. I apologize. The interesting thing with this figure will be how easy it will be to get him into a sniper pose. So we'll see if we can get there. Let me get my iPad charging so we don't lose our record here. We do it live, guys. We do it live. Okay. That should be good now. All right, back to low light. Yeah, so interesting. No laces, which is kind of interesting. Usually these boots have like really cool laces on them. All right, let's get his goggles on him. I think that's the first thing I want to see because that's the look that I think of. Now, as far as the goggles, I feel like this is going to be I don't know if I want to go over this beanie with this. I feel like that might break. There's no break here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the head off first. Look at his huge giraffe neck. And then go down from the bottom and put the goggles on. Which is very interesting because you got to get him over his hair too. I guess there's just like a little bit of a stretchiness to this. It's not easy, I'll tell you that much. Maybe going from the top was the move. Try from the top. Yeah, you don't need to do that whole head pop thing. Putting it from the top is the easier way to do it. Because you want it to rest above his hair so that it lines up more. You just got to pass this beanie. There we go. Gimme. All right, let's get it on his body and then we can probably line it up better. Pop his head back on. There we go. Goggles are a lot more of a pain in the ass than I was expecting. Tell you that much. Ugh, just get lined up. It's like that struggle of not wanting to break them and lining them up. Hold on, let me do it off screen. This is frustrating. Sorry. All right, I think we got them in a decent spot now. Okay, sorry. So there he is with the goggles on. So you gotta like find a way to like work around this beanie and work around this hair. I don't know if it's supposed to rest above here and slide down, but once they're on, they do look good. You know, I'm never taking the beanies off, the goggles off of him. It doesn't make any sense to. All right, let's get him do some articulation now. So obviously we have our look up, we have our look down. He has that extra neck piece, which is a very long neck piece. Hopefully that will help us in getting him into a sniper look pose. You really want him to be able to look up as much as he can. And then here's the arm, which we have decent articulation on the arm. It goes up pretty far. He has an extra cut here, which is nice. Here's the elbow. Let's get that other elbow cracked. There we go. There he is. Good elbows there. And then the wrists. So the wrists, let's find the wrists on these. So for this one, the wrist is going to be below his pinky. There. And then for this one, it's going to be below his knuckles. Okay. Get back in. He also does have butterfly here, which is good. Always good to have an extra little butterfly there. All right, now we need this to work for us because we're going to want to be looking up, right? So that should help us get into a decent sniping pose right there. He can actually go pretty far up, and he has an extra bend. So they were smart. So they didn't give us like this and then not this. So they gave us this chest bend, but then they kept the waist so that we can get really high up. I already feel like I'm going to be able to get him into a nice sniper pose right there. He's already kind of in a sniper pose already. So that's very good. Very happy with that. So obviously you can go up and down there. You can go left and right with that, and you have the swivel, and you can go up and you can go down, which is cool. All right, Splitsville, real good Splitsville, very limber. Is there a cut here? Yes, we have a cut here, right below this pouch. So that's good. So then you can get him in like, we're all leading ourselves up to getting him into a sniper pose. All right, now for the knees. Yep, we can kick our butt. He can kick his own butt. That's good. Always good stuff there. Swivel here. He's got so much articulation. And then the ankles is what we expect. So very good. Very good. I'm very happy with the way that articulation panned out because it seems like we're going to be able to do a lot of cool stuff with this. So let's not bury the lead here. Well, first let's use the holsters because what we got to do with these is we always got to try to get all of his accessories on him at once. That is always our goal with G.I. Joe classified figures. So this should peg in. Backpack is not pegging in crazy easily. Gotta get the angle on it. That peg is like a little bit wobbly, so just be careful and don't break that. This is obviously going to be where your sniper rifle pouch thing goes, right? Or is there another spot for this? Oh, I guess you can switch off between having him have the backpack and then or pegging this into his back. Or oh, okay, here we go. No, I got it. This is what it is. So we're going sniper pouch. Then you can peg the backpack into the sniper pouch. So we can do like 3 rows of stuff here. Now that's definitely going to weigh him down, but that's clearly what we want to go with here. And then I can even put my extra gun here if I want it. And then I have my knife here, right? And then we got an extra clip that he can slide. Oh no, this is like a, sorry, this is not even a clip. This is a remote or like a phone, something like that. Come on, show me. There we go. It's like a GPS remote phone. Let's call it a GPS remote phone. Whatever he's doing out there. So you can slide his phone into that holster there. And then the only extra piece I have is this piece. Which maybe it's supposed to go on one of these other things, but that's fine. So that was the only piece that's left out. Now, with this ridiculous amount of backpack going on here, can we possibly get him to stand? So let's pop his knees down, or his thing down. Give me a little bit of a lean forward. I don't think he's going to be able to stand like this. I think it's going to be way too heavy for him to pull that off. Knees forward. Knees forward. Come on. Come on. I think you're going to need a stand if you want to get him actually standing like that. But it is cool that he can put all that on him. All right, let's take that apart a little bit. Get him holding some guns. First, I'm going to have him holding this gun. With just the sniper piece, can he stand? Yeah, he can stand with just the sniper on his back. So you can have him with the sniper on his back and then with this alternate gun. Let me get it in his hand. There you go. That. All right, now it's enough. No more foreplay. Let's get this sniper rifle out here and try to get him into a real sniper pose. Let's get everything on the sniper rifle. Everything it comes with. You didn't want to come out. You don't want to come out now, but you're coming out like crazy before. Stupid thing. All right. So we pop this on here. Give me my scope. Which way is that supposed to go? Like that. Right, big side towards the front, right? I would assume. And then I had the silencer. Where'd the silencer go? There it is. Slid back here. All right, silencer. Okay, so there's the sniper rifle fully geared up. All right, now let's get him in some type of pose. Don't need his backpack or anything like that right now. Right, so first thing first, let's get looking up like that. I'm gonna pop these legs sideways. Get me out and like that. Oh, hold on. Watch when these slide behind here because it will stop you from articulating. Let me do this off screen. All right, try it like that. Let's get him holding the sniper. That finger in there. There you go. You might want to wait to put some of these extra pieces on here until after you get him going with this, but damn, hold on. I'm never good with sniper rifle, guys. Gotta like learn a better way to set them up. Because now I want, like, I have him like this, but I want him to be like holding it that way. I mean, obviously we have this here. At least get this like there. So you like really gotta get your kind of failing here. All right, let's see. Can we get his elbow popped up again? Let's take this off. Elbow popped up. This forward. Over. Over. Try like that. Oh, now we're rocking and rolling. Hold on, we're almost there. We almost got this. Oh boy, I think we almost got this. All right, get the scope back on. Sorry. The scope is the most annoying part. And I don't think I'm going to be able to line it up. But we'll get there. Give me just an extra second here. Sorry about things happening off screen. It's been happening all review. But I just do not like doing sniper, guys. All right. This is what I'm going to go with just because I don't want to be here all night doing this. Put him on here. Put him there. Maybe have him lay on his backpack. It's clearly you can do it. You got to get his head in the right direction. They gave him enough articulation to pull this off. You need a little bit of a brace below him so that he can really, you know, or just get that arm in the right condition to pull that off. But all the elements are there. I think that the figure can do what we want it to do. This is user error right now. All right, cool. So, get him back here so we can get our pictures for the end of the review. So overall, this is definitely a cool low light figure. I'm happy with it. I really do think that they're giving you the articulation that you want to pull off what you want to do with him, and that's get him into a sniper pose. Sorry, I'm setting us up for a picture at the end, for a video at the end. Boop. Put him over there. Put Ezra over here. Sorry, the frustration is setting in right now, guys. This is the worst review ever. All right. There we go. And your battle droid. So there's all 5 of the figures that we took a look at tonight. Let me get a good picture of this for our YouTube thumbnail. Where's my phone? There it is. All right, there we go. All right, that should be good enough. No, actually, do it like this too. All right, Julio. Quick couple of notes here. All right. So, in ranking these figures, obviously the vintage collection battle droid, it's going to be towards the bottom. I love 3 3/4 inch. You could do a ton with him. He's an army builder. He's not really going to stand on his own. So that's cool. After that, then I would say the Ezra would be number 4 for me. We talked about it earlier. You know, he's got a weird waist going on. For the most part, you can get him into decent poses. I might like the old one better. I would like to see a bearded one. This character just seems a little bit unnecessary if you're trying to put an Ahsoka thing together, because it's not the version of Ezra that we got from Ahsoka. Then I'm going to go with the HK. Love the aesthetic, love the color, really pops. I think you can do enough with him with the articulation as far as having a droid. My biggest gripe is them not painting the visor, and then also give us one of those like electro staffs that it had in the show. Now, I was not expecting this, but number 2 is actually going to be low light. I think that he has great articulation. He can clearly pull off getting into a sniper pose. And those are the 2 things that we really want out of this figure. It still is very difficult to get a figure into a sniper pose just in general. So as far as a figure that I'm going to enjoy interacting with, you guys watched the review. I wasn't having the best time interacting with him. That's just, I think that Sabine is a little bit more my speed and the things that I want to do. But he has great articulation. He has a ton of good accessories. He has some very losable accessories, so be very careful when you open him up. I like that you can do the double backpack, but he also can't stand with that double backpack. It's going to need a figure stand or just really, really, really the right pose in order to do that. And I feel like I'm going to have him the way that I have him right now on my shelf. He's going to be in some type of sniper pose, dug in somewhere. That's what I'm going to do with him. But overall, it's a good figure. It's fairly well executed. I think that if you don't have the goggles on him, he looks a little bit weird. His lips are very weird. But you're going to put the goggles on him. Putting the goggles on is a lot more of a pain in the ass than I thought it was going to be. But overall, good looking figure, great articulation. It's going to get you where you need to go as far as getting a sniper into your lineup, into a sniper pose, into different things that snipers do. And then finally, Sabine. Sabine, the head sculpt looks great without the helmet. The helmet, there's always a catch-22 when they do that over the helmet over the head type of accessory, because it's either going to be too loose or too tight. If it's too tight, you're going to create paint rub and you're going to ruin the figure over time. If it's too loose, it's going to pop off, or it's not going to get into the articulation point that you want. I think it's kind of in between those two things, where you have to make sure that it's in an angle that you can't see the chin underneath. But for the most part, the helmet is well executed. I think it's definitely going to be better than the vintage collection helmet that we have coming out soon, which just does not make sense for the size of that thing's body. But I really would like for Hasbro to just give us helmeted swaps. They've done it before. I'm pretty sure Bo-Katan had one. They've done it before. They should just be doing it. You're already casting a helmet, so cast a helmet that can be pegged. You know, it's just weird. Like, just fill it in and so that I can peg it. It's almost like I want to fill this helmet in with a different head or something, or glue it to a head and then just pop that on there. It is what it is. But overall, happy with the figure. Like the deco. She's got the articulation to pull stuff off. I personally am going to go double blasters with her and have her Sith like low light for the dub. So there you go. I'm going to go with the lightsaber on her hilt, or whatever, lightsaber hilt on her little loop on her belt, and go with the double blasters. The other thing, it's very interesting that they did not put a peg on her back. So you can't put, I mean, unless if you have some other way to do it, or if you want to drill a hole into her back, you can't put a jetpack on her. So that's an interesting choice. But overall, this was a good crop of figures. Now that I'm settled and not messing with low light anymore, I'm pretty happy with everything. I think we had a good time. So that was that crop of figures. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys. Once again, this is Joe the Hut from Joe Palace. Remember to give us a follow on Whatnot on YouTube. This video will obviously be on YouTube. You're probably already watching us there. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all those places. If you're after action figures, we have over 600 figures available at the moment. So feel free to shoot me a DM on any of those platforms and let me know what you're after. Come hang out for a Whatnot stream. This is what we do. We sell figures to people, and then we try to review them when we have the opportunity. So try to mix up the streams a little bit so that there's a little bit going. It's not just selling. It's also us unboxing and reviewing figures and helping people learn about figures so that they can make better purchasing decisions going forward. All right, guys. So thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Peace out.